The next topic is we're going to solve the quadratics without a graph. Okay? And on Friday, feels like a long time ago, on Friday that's what we did was we would graph the parabola, the quadratic, and then we found where it crossed the x-axis. That's what we were most interested in finding. Well, now we're going to do it without the graph. There are different ways of finding that answer. I know you guys probably did not want to go back to factoring. Factoring is technically the quickest way to do it. So we're going to learn that first. And then we're going to learn something called the quadratic formula, which I don't know if we'll call that the hardest method, but it's actually the method that almost all the Algebra 1 students prefer. And I'm thinking that's because a lot of them just don't remember the details of factoring over time. So we're going to get an equation like we got on Friday. So like this one's y equals x squared plus 7x plus 6. Oh, okay. Is it full? Yeah. And if I were to graph it like we did Friday, then we can tell, actually this is the one we did Friday, I think. I think this is the one I typed in up here. We can tell the cross is at -1 and -6. So we know what the answers should be. Now the method that we're going to do is factoring. And I'll just kind of go through this one. We're not going to do this part today, but I want to go through it and show you how we're going to use it, so that when we do it tomorrow, you'll kind of know where we're coming from. So the equation itself is the main focus. When it's written as y equals, that's generally for finding second answers or for graphing or something like that. If this is written as equals 0, we're purposely trying to find where it crosses the x-axis, because the x-axis is a height of 0. And like I said, I don't know how much you remember about factoring. Was the only way we went over was how to multiply the outside two? Did we cover the easy method? I don't think so. No. So we multiplied the 1 and the 6 first, and then we would get 6, and then we would look for the pair that adds up to 7, which was 6 and 1. And then we would split it in half and factor the left half, the right half. And you don't need to write this down. We're going to do it again tomorrow. On the right hand side, they actually have nothing in common, so we would put a 1. And then they have a common parentheses. And the second parentheses is those kind of leftovers out front. And this probably brought back some memory of us doing it. What we're going to focus on today is this part. So if something is factored and it's equal to 0. Oh, Cohen's gone. He's our normal starter. Laura, what's the, I'm sure, let me think how to phrase this. If I have two numbers, what's the only way that I can get an answer of 0 if I multiply these two numbers? Anybody know what I'm trying to ask? How do you get an answer of 0 if you're doing multiplying? There's only one way. When one of the numbers is 0. So we know that this parentheses or this parentheses is 0. So once something is factored, hi. Nice. Oh, once something is factored and you know the answer is going to be 0, we know that either one of these two is going to be equal to 0 itself. Like, our goal is that when we're done, we could put a number in place of x. And one of these is going to come out to be 0. So, if we have something factored equal to 0, hi, whoa, lots of passes.
This one's for you.
Yeah, for me, that's not for me. Here, I thought I was getting a pad. And you're going to solve each one of these as its own little equation. And then these are the same two answers we found by graphing. So important thing you're going to get out of today. Thomas, what happens if we have factors equal to 0? Oh. We gotta wake up. I know we're disappointed in the snow day, but you still gotta wake up. Maybe I should have like just a bowl of sugar as you guys walk in. Take a little spoonful. Maybe we'll just empty the, what are those called, pixie sticks? No. Fun dips? Is that what those are, fun dips? The one where they have the sticks that you like? Maybe we'll see if we can buy like a Sam's Club size. Okay, what we're gonna do today is you're going to get some problems that are already factored. And I would like you to find the answers from a equation that's already factored. Like, I didn't want to start the factoring today, because that factoring to me is the harder part. I wanted you to focus on how to get the answers once you factor it. And I don't think I have a PDF of it, or I know I do, I just don't have it open. But we can do one of these together. Oh no. I was worried about you dying like you did on Friday.
Yeah.
How did you get back there? How did I just notice that?
Me?
Yeah.
I've been back.
Oh.
I haven't been.
Oh.
But my Chromebook, you know.
Oh, true, yeah. Wait. Okay, let's do number 1 together. So what's the deal with the words? Oh, you put words at the bottom, okay. Number 1 is x plus 4, x plus 9. If you have something factored and it's equal to 0, hi. Here. Just got that. That's a lot of work, I know, thanks. if you have something that's factored equal to 0, what you're going to do is take each factor and solve it as its own little problem. So the first factor, we're gonna write directly underneath and say equal to 0. And then from here, most of these are pretty quick, but, so minus 4 to solve it. And then the second factor, do it as its own little problem. So this worksheet should theoretically go really fast. Because the actual math part of it is very simple. But I want you to get in the habit of solving these like this before we do the factoring, because otherwise some people focus so much on the factoring they forget what to do. And then there are answers at the bottom so you can check if it's correct. My guess is there's some incorrect ones that look right, but for the most part, it's probably gonna go pretty quick. And I'll even set this up in Schoology so we count it as an assignment. We'll basically make this like semi-free points for being here today. I think you guys are the quietest first hour of class I might have ever had. I don't know what to do with this. Okay,